Welcome back, my lost wanderers. Of course, Blast Bunny, and today we are playing another Kitty Horror Show game named Chyrza. Now, if you remember who Kitty Horror Show was, she was the girl who made the super spooky game Anatomy, and that game scared the hell out of me. And I went to her itch.io page last night and realized she had a ton more games that were up there to play, and most of them were free. I guess Anatomy was the first game she actually felt confident enough to sell, which, fair enough, because it was pretty damn good. And everyone was saying that Chyrza was pretty good too, and that if I liked Anatomy, I would like Chyrza. So I figured I would try it out and see why everyone says this game is pretty good. So right away, we're in a desert surrounded by mountains, and I've noticed there's a lot of weird structures in the distance. I'm guessing I'm going to have to go to each one of those. But first of all, they had me facing this one, and there's a green thing in the middle there. And I feel like that's going to be important, because I don't really see anything else. Oh, God, the mouse sensitivity is really, really high. There we go. Turn the DPS down a little bit. It's like one of these huts. Where are people living here? Weird. Okay, let's do this.
We did not know from where the Black Pyramid had come.
Pyramid.
Only that it radiated.
That pyramid?
Kept us warm without fire. Gave us love without demand.
Whoa.
Everyone in the village felt the voice of the pyramid as if fluttering in their heart. Softly at first, stronger each passing day, until it became a triumphant choir that filled us every moment. We paid no mind to the gentle stinging of our eyes, or the small blisters that would appear on the skin of our arms.
Oh, what the hell?
These pains were unimportant. The song of the pyramid had rendered them so.
So, I guess the pyramid just showed up one day, and it started stinging their eyes and causing blisters. They didn't care, because they were like, we love the pyramid. So do I go to the pyramid next? Hello! I do not go to the pyramid next. Okay, okay, so do I have to hit all the structures first? I'm not really sure, but we're gonna do that. This is generally how her games start. Very mellow at first, and then they kind of go sideways. Like, they get really messed up later on. And you know, I gotta say, her brand of horror, it works so well. Not because it's the regular kind of horror where you're being chased. It's not Outlast. It's all build up. It's all build up, and there's no super spooky payoff. You know what I mean? Like, there's no monster there. It's just the thought of what's going on as the scary part, and there's no overarching villain. It's just very disturbing. And I think her brand of horror works better than anyone else's, because I've played Outlast, and that game scares me, but Anatomy scared me more. Like, I thought I was going to get attacked, but I didn't. Alright, looks like we're on a pedestal, some trees here. Or are these trees? I'm not really sure. They look to be made of the same type of stone the pyramid was. That's kind of cool.
We spent months in the pyramid's great shadow, not foraging or sculpting or scavenging as we always had, simply basking in the warmth and comfort it gave us, letting the skin peel on our arms and our legs, smiling at the sky as we grew weak and complacent. We did not hunger, nor did we thirst. When the sun would set and the elders would light fires by which to see, I would hear them joking that the pyramid was like a new mother, brought up from the sand to cradle us. These words unnerved me. My mother, my real mother, was always beside me, and her skin was peeling faster than theirs.
Ugh. Oh, well, that got left real quick. Okay. That got turned real quick. It started off with just like, yeah, the pyramid showed up, there was some stinging, and some blisters, whatever. And then it's like full on, yeah, our skin's falling off. Wow. I wonder where this audio comes from. Like, where does Kitty Horror Show find this freaking audio? Because it's terrifying. Lovecraftian. That's what I want to call this game. It's Lovecraftian. You know, Lovecraft never really had monsters.
6 of us went to bed one night. When we woke the next morning, we were 5. A new monument, stark and titanic, made from the same black stone which composed the pyramid, had grown up from the desert floor. No one spoke at all that day. My mother's skin was crisp and red, and she no longer had the strength to walk. I brought her water and bread when I could stand the pain in my eyes for long enough to see. 5 of us went to bed that night. When we woke the next morning, we were 4.
Oh my god. What the hell? Anyway, Lovecraft was, his kind of literary style was lots of build-up. There was a lot of dread in his stories. And that's the same kind of build-up Kitty Horror Show has to her games. There's not really a monster at the end, though. Lovecraft usually had some kind of monster, and whenever he was like describing something, he used so many adjectives. Like, it was the crawling, snarling, bubbling, you know, horrible abyss, you know, and he's my favorite horror author.
Each morning brought us a new structure in the desert, a new empty hollow, a new trail of footprints leading to the pyramid's great door. Those of us who remained would go to the pyramid, stare at the door for long hours, pushing our hands and shoulders against it, but it would not move. Some nights I dreamed of the sound of grinding stone, the shuffling of footsteps, and an unbearable light. But if ever I woke, I would see nothing. There is nothing to be afraid of, my mother would lie without prompting, while cloudy fluid wept from her eyes. She knew what there was to be afraid of. What she meant was that there was nothing we could do.
Ooh, glitchy stairs. That is horrifying. Oh my god. She knew what there was to be afraid of. She told me not to worry. But what she really meant was, she wasn't worried. There was just nothing we could do. Let that prospect sink in. That right there, I think, is the most horrifying thing I've heard in this game so far. That is so messed up. Powerlessness. There's a good fear. Like, it's so Lovecraftian. I love it. Her games are so insanely Lovecraftian. Like, in Anatomy, the monster turned out to be the house. And the way she built that up, with the audio and the darkness, it just worked so freaking well. And to this day, again, I say, it's one of the best horror games I've ever played. If you guys want to play some good horror games, go look at Kitty Horror Show and pay the $3 to get Anatomy. It's so good. Don't watch my playthrough. Go watch Anatomy first, or go play Anatomy first, then come watch my playthrough of Anatomy, and then you'll understand why I think it's so good. You think there's falling damage?
My mother and I woke on the penultimate morning to find that we were all but made.
There isn't. Okay.
The hot sand was singing through the empty doors of our village. I asked her what the word oblation meant.
Oblation.
Though she lacked strength, her head snapped toward me, and she stared. Her eyes were yellow and rheumy, but I could see her fear. She asked me where I had heard the word.
Oblation.
In truth, I had not heard it at all. I had woken with it imprinted on the backs of my eyelids, written on the walls of my veins, a sudden clandestine addition, like the bite of a nocturnal insect. I knew that the pyramid had put it there, as a warning, perhaps an edict. I never answered her, so she never answered me. next morning she was gone. Nothing left of her but a trail of dragging footprints in the sand, leading to the pyramid's closed door.
Jesus. Man, okay, so oblation, meaning an offering in Latin, from, well, no, that's the etymology. Sorry, is a term used particularly in ecclesiastical. I forgot how to pronounce that word. Ecclesiastical use for a solemn offering or presentation to God. So that was apparently put on the inside of his eyelids. Can I just say, ecclesiastical, a really hard word to pronounce. That's like anti-disestablishmentarianism. The word's too hard. You gotta, ecclesiastical. Ecclesiastical. Oh! I thought I was gonna fall. Ha! Nope! Just, invisible walkway. I was like, how am I supposed to even make that? You just walk. This was gonna be I thought there was gonna be a puzzle involved, but I was wrong. Just gotta walk. Wonder how wide these invisible walkways are. Well, this one's taking forever. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I think this is the last one, then I can get to the pyramid, right? Yeah, that's the last one.
I spent what I knew was my final day walking to each of the black structures, pressing my hands and lips against their cold stone, wishing them goodbye. They gave off no warmth, and there was nothing in their angles to tell me who they had been. I could not tell which one was my mother.
Jeez.
The pyramid's incessant singing had clouded my memory. I was nearly blind from the pain in my eyes. I told each one that I loved them, and then I returned to the village to wait.
Okay, so can I go in the pyramid now? The door does not appear open. Let me just get closer. Otherwise, he said back to the village, so I'm guessing that's the middle part there. See, and this is the creepy thing about it too, is you think about it like turning into like a structure, not moving anymore, not going anywhere. You know what I mean? It's just kind of irksome. Yeah, no, the door's still closed, or is it? I'm not sure. Do I just touch the door? Is that how it works? Yeah. Nope. Okay. So back to the village, and then I guess is a spooky prospect, the idea of losing everything that made you a human being. Because, I mean, I think horror is best when it's not obvious, when you have to use your brain to figure out what's scary, and you create these things that are more terrifying to you than what you see on the screen. And I think Kitty does a super amazing job at that, you know, because I'm not afraid of what they're depicting in this game. I'm afraid of how I would react in that situation. I would be terrified. Oh, whoa!
Night has fallen like a stone. The door is open. I go there now because there is nowhere else in the desert for me to go. My legs obey the will of the pyramid, and the rest of my body is soon to follow. I'm afraid because I do not know what shape I will take.
Oh, God.
I wonder if my stone skin will blister in the desert sun. If the pain of the hot sand will still rise up through my foundations. And if these things will become a comfort or a curse.
Oh my God, this is so messed up. I want this girl to make more horror games. I freaking love them. Oh God, I just have this terrible, intense sense of dread. It's not as bad as it was in Anatomy, but it's still really intense. And I gotta say, she does such a good job of making that. And if I had this kind of dread in Outlast, plus the monsters, it would be the perfect horror game.
I am afraid of having no voice, no eyes. I am afraid of the darkness inside the pyramid itself.
Oh, God.
I'm afraid of so many things.
Oh, God, the noise. This is awful.
I wish so badly that my mother were here.
That's it, huh? And that's it. Unless I turn into a structure and they show me off. I think that's it. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. So if you turn into a giant black structure, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, become a Hopaholic today. It's one click, it's super easy, and I really appreciate it. Also, if you wouldn't mind liking and sharing my video, that helps me out a lot as well. Hope your day is going fantastic. There are your bunny ears. I'll be seeing you guys next time. I am out.